And we're live. Hello there. Thank you for joining. I'm doing something a little different here. I am trying to be live on TikTok and Facebook at the same time, and I've never done this before, so this should be interesting. So I'm just, you'll probably see my eyes going up and down, checking to see the comments and if I can follow up. I can't see Facebook comments. It always seems to be an issue for some reason. So I hope if someone's commenting, I apologize if I can't see it. I will eventually get to it. So my name's Tammy. If you don't know me, I just created a new website, Tam Online, which includes a whole bunch of things. So I kind of wanted to share what it's all about for people that were interested, and if they were interested in digital marketing, and so they can learn about. Oh, I forgot to put my music on. Just a second, I should do that. Just a sec. Let's see if I can do it from here. Coming. Okay. So, tell me where you're from if you're tuning in. I apologize. I'm on Facebook and TikTok at the same time, so I'm trying to look at both, and I don't think I can see comments for some reason on Facebook. I don't know why. So, let me know on TikTok, anyways, where you're from. I mean, do it on Facebook too, and eventually I'll get to it, I'm sure. So, okay, so I'm just going to jump right in. I actually made notes. Actually, hold on one second. I just really need music. Just a second. Hey, Google, can you play my liked playlist on Spotify?
Playing on Spotify.
Okay. Okay, that's better. Thank you. Sorry for the delay. Okay, so if you're just joining in, my name's Tammy. I am from Ontario. Please let me know where you're from. I joined digital marketing 5 years ago, but I feel like I have to share the whole journey of how I got to where I am, and that's gonna be too loud. Hey Google, volume 3. And it's Friday night, so cheers. So, okay, I wrote notes just because I'm kind of have a tendency to jump all over the place, so I'm going to try not to do that. But I just I want to talk to people that might be interested in digital marketing and they don't know if it's something that they want to do, and they don't know, what it even is. So there is a lot of different options out there, so I can share the differences and that kind of thing. And I probably have done all of it, really almost all of it at some point. But I want to go through my personal and professional development, because I think it really plays a part in how I got to where I am now. And if you're just getting into it, maybe that'll help you, because you'll learn if it's something for you, or if you think you can do it or not. And yeah, and I can answer any questions. So if you have any questions, reach out. And I apologize if I'm doing this on Facebook and TikTok, so I apologize if there's somebody asking questions in Facebook, because I can't see it. So I think one thing to remember in the beginning is that if you are looking to have an online business, or really any business, your focus can't be 100% on the money. And I think that's where a lot of people are like, they think it's like this get rich quick scheme, and like, we can do online, we can do digital marketing, and we're going to just be rich or something like right away. And that's really not how it works. And I think, and I was there, I did that too, because once I tell you my story, you'll see that I was really struggling financially. But your mindset has to shift, and you really have to focus on helping others, and you really are helping others, because if they get into that same mindset where they're like wanting to help others, things come just so much easier. And please don't ask the co-host right now, because I'm not going to be able to. So I apologize, but on another live maybe. So I'm 55 this summer, and so we're gonna start way back when, after high school, I went to university, I went to college, I did all the things, I went for business, and I really, like, my goal was like to always be this like successful businesswoman. And things happen that changes your whole trajectory in life, right? So went to university, got married, had 3 kids, and so I never did end up like going out in the workforce, because I really wanted to be home with my kids. And so I did, and my husband was making really good money because he's self-employed. So I stayed home, and I loved it. My kids, well, okay, we'll get to them, but so I stayed at home. I still I worked, my church at the time had a cafe, so I was actually like the cafe manager. It was more of like an outreach ministry. So that kept me busy, like besides the kids, like when they were at school, I would do that. So it's not that I didn't work at all, but it wasn't something that I was like, I planned on doing, was being like a cafe manager, right? I always did I always had that entrepreneurial spirit. Like I always did like the MLMs. For those of you who don't know what an MLM, it's like multi-level marketing. So, the businesses like Pampered Chef, Epicure. I didn't do those ones, but I did Creative Memories. I don't know if you heard of Creative Memories, but that's like scrapbooking. So like I had scrapbooking parties all the time, and I always wanted, like, I always take pictures, still do. I don't scrapbook anymore, but I'm always taking pictures, and my kids are used to it now. But I love to capture memories, so I had parties and I'd show them how to make scrapbooks. I did Beachbody, I don't know if you know that, like workout and protein shakes and that kind of stuff. I did home decor parties, like sold all that kind of stuff. I also did like baking products, so I was always like dabbling into something, right? But I find with those, like, because they're like low ticket items, and I'm kind of trying to teach you along the way here, like that could be considered digital marketing, like MLMs. Like doTERRA and all those ones, and I find when I did them, like, they're fun and everything, and they're very social, and you have parties and blah blah blah, but you had to carry all that inventory like to bring to these parties, and I just found I was spending way more than I was actually making. I was spending more on the products, which isn't really a fruitful business venture, right? It's fun, but I have like many scrapbooks to prove it. And then just like looking at the news nowadays too, what is going on with all these multi-level marketing? Like they're either changing their business model or they're like shutting down altogether. I don't know, like it could be like the economy, but also like the business model, like where you have like uplines and downlines and everything, like they seem to be moving away from that. So I don't really know all the details about the ones that have changed their business models, but if you are thinking of getting into an MLM, like I would really, I guess just do your homework on those types of businesses. And, okay. Let me move on. So, okay, so yeah, I was married for 14 years and then ended up separating. Me and my ex are very amicable, always have been. We've always co-parented and share our children 50-50. So I want to like share like like I guess how I was, or what was going on in my life, and like how I ended up getting into what I'm doing now. So because I was kind of out of the workforce, like I did MLMs and I did the manager thing at the cafe, but I was out of the like kind of like a real workforce for 14 years. So when I moved out, I had to like get a job, and that was a struggle because I didn't have the experience. I mean, I had the education, but you can't just jump into a job after leaving. Like my schooling was, 15 years earlier, and I was alone with 3 kids. So that was hard. I was always like working paycheck to paycheck, and I was like, I'm proud. Like when I look back in hindsight, like I'm proud that I moved from job to job, and I kept moving up because I was never like really satisfied at what I was making, or what I was even doing. Like, let's see, when I first moved out, I was working like for like a home health care and scheduling like PSWs and that kind of stuff. That was sad, but anyways, I learned a lot about it. Please like and follow if you're on TikTok too, because that helps me and I appreciate it so much. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope that I answer your questions if you're looking to learn more about digital marketing. So yeah, I did that, and I feel like everything happens for a reason too. Like now my mom is in a long-term care home, so it's interesting that I actually worked in that field for a little while. And then I worked for a sporting goods company, or sporting apparel. I was like the logistics manager, shipping all their uniforms and everything across the world, which was also very, it was interesting. It was very exciting, very fast paced, and very stressful. And I think I only worked there for 4 or 5 years, but I didn't like, I mean, I liked what I was doing, but I didn't like how it was run, and it was very stressful because of management and stuff, but we won't talk about that. And so I moved on to another job, which was a company that did like real estate videos, like with drones. And I just kind of worked on the office there. I did a whole bunch of stuff like scheduling, and each time like my pay went up, so it was good for me and my kids. So that was nice. But like I have to say, like for those of you who are going through a divorce or have gone through a divorce, it's very, very stressful. And just, I was never alone. I have a twin brother, so I think that played an effect on me not liking being alone too. Like, so I never was alone all my life. I always had my twin brother, and then I always had boyfriends, and then I got married, and then I had kids. Anyway, so then when my ex would have the kids for a week, I was so sad because everybody talks about like wanting to get rid of their kids, and like I'd hope they just go and they're like, you're so lucky. I'm like, no, because I always wanted to be with my kids because I wasn't with them enough. So anyways, I digress. So I guess I just want to say like all these years like played a part into it because it was like a struggle. So it was like a struggle, like, relationship wise. I met somebody, and then we were together for a long time. And then there was like the mixture of his kids and my kids, and they were all around the same age, and it was a lot. And we had financial issues, and we had relationship issues. So it was like, no different than anybody, right? Like everybody goes through these stinking struggles, I'm sure. But one thing I can say, like during all this, I always had my faith, which is a huge part, like, because I think it just gives you some sort of peace knowing, for me anyways. I got my faith like later on in life, like when I was 30, and I ever since I've always had this sense of peace that everything's gonna work out. Like there's me and my girls have like this saying, like, it's a blip, it's just a blip. Like everyone has these blips, right? And you're gonna go through these ups and downs in your life. So the important thing is to always like be keeping this positive mindset, and that is so important, especially if you're going to be have your own business. So that is one thing. If you are looking to get into your own business and you do not have a positive mindset, or you're always like playing the victim, you're not going to do well. I'll tell you right now. I know too many people that are like that, and it doesn't work. Sorry, but you gotta like do something. You gotta change it, and I'll get there. Like how, like what other things that I did that kind of helped. So yeah. So also like during this time of like, after I got divorced and I was going through all these different job changes and home changes too, like moving and stuff. I lost my dad, and then my mom's health declined. Geesh, I don't want to get all emotional, but so my dad and I were so close, and my mom and I too. But my mom is still alive, but she has dementia, so it's really really hard, and I struggle. So, but anyways. So after the one job, I got laid off, and it was like right at the start of the pandemic, and that was hard because no one was really hiring either. So I was like looking online because I figured like everything was moving online, and so it was 2020. I didn't have a job. I was like having relationship problems with my boyfriend at the time, and we just were struggling. It was like paycheck to paycheck, and it was like always a stressful like getting bills in. And I mean, I'm sure so many can like relate, because right now like all the grocery bills and everything are so crazy. So I feel for you if you're in there, because it is hard. And I don't want to jump all over the place, but I know that one thing that I did, because I used to stress so much about money, and I learned that if you you kind of know it always works out, right? Like, so you maybe paid bills late, or you maybe had to like put this payment onto this payment, or move your money. I had to do like all kinds of like juggling acts when I had these bills come in, and it was stressful for sure. But in hindsight, I look back and I think it always worked out. Like the bills always got paid. Like maybe I had to pay like a late payment fee or whatever, but they still always got paid. So I totally flipped that mindset, and I told myself it's gonna work out. Like when I started getting those like stressful feelings when bills came in or whatever, it still makes me kind of like a little icky about it. But when I started saying, who cares? I'm not going to worry about it. Like it's hard to explain, because if you don't do it, like you can. So once I flipped it, where I said like, it's going to work out, like everything works out for me. Like then it kind of just started working out. It sounds so stupid, but we'll get to more on that. But let me just move on with the story, just so I can get into like where I'm at now. So when I was looking online, wait, let me just make sure I didn't miss anything from that before that. Yeah, but just during that time too, another thing was like really low self-esteem, because once I lost that job, and then we were struggling financially. Jacob, are you leaving?
Yeah.
Okay. It's my son. It's my youngest. He's 19. Where are you going to the gym?
Yeah.
Okay. So this 2020, I was 50 years old, and I ended up having to move back in with my mother, which is horrible. At 50, really? And everybody would say, oh, but it's so nice for your mom, like she really needs you right now, and she totally did, and she was obviously like declining, and so I helped her. So yeah, I can look at it like that, but I also just felt like a loser, right? Like, which is awful. Like, everybody has to go through shit. So, but that was a very, very hard time for me mentally. But again, I had faith. I still kept my faith, and I still knew that I wasn't stuck. I wasn't going to be here forever, like in this slump, right? So yeah, that's important to consider. So yeah, like I said, I was looking online and I saw an ad from this woman that actually lives in Ontario too, and she was talking. Actually, her post, she was sitting in a Muskoka chair and she was holding a glass of wine. So totally resonated with her. And if you know anything about attraction marketing, that's a lot of like what works is like you're going to attract people to you that are like you, which is kind of fun because you want to like work or, you know, have colleagues, like not that you work together or whatever, but you want to be with people or talk to people about that are like the same as you. So it's kind of fun. But anyway, so I just resonated with her. I reached out to her, asked her questions about what she was talking about, and she was doing like this online social media marketing. And this is actually a crazy story. I wasn't going to talk about this, but this is kind of funny. So so basically what she told me was that they help people earn online, and if you want to do it too, like you can join their community and you have to pay like $149, and then you would get information on what companies they partner with. And yeah, and then so I'm going to be all over the place, sorry. It's not really transparent until you actually like pay the $149, and then you have a coaching call with somebody else in the business, and then they tell you what you're doing. So the whole idea of this business, it's a unique business model basically, because you're promoting a business that helps people earn online, but what you don't find out until you're on the coaching call is that you're going to be a distributor for a multi-level marketing company. So I can spill the beans because I'm not with that anymore, but so it's Enagic. I don't know if you've heard of Enagic, but Enagic is like it's an awesome company. It's a multi-level marketing company, but they've been in business for over 50 years. They're out of Japan, and they make water filtration systems. So the difference between that MLM and like the other ones that I was talking about before, like the Creative Memories and Beachbody, that those are low ticket items. So Enagic is like high ticket items. So you're learning. So you have to buy into that as a distributor. And then as a distributor you can sell it, but you're not actually selling it because you're really just promoting an online business. So as you can see, I did this for 4 years and I still struggle with how to explain it. So obviously it didn't totally align with me. So I did it for 4 years, and I can't I actually did find success, and I did do okay. Okay, let's just see where I am here. But this is just like one other idea of like what could be considered digital marketing or an online business. Okay, so and another point I wanted to make too, when I was living at my mom's, I was also like applying for every job out there, and obviously it's really good to work for the government because they pay well. So I got a remote job because it was during the pandemic. I got a job with the provincial government, and that was great because I was like, okay, I'm finally doing okay. And then that got my foot in the door to our municipal government. So now I'm still working for them, and it's so interesting because I actually love my job. Like I work 7 to 3 for my municipal government. I get two days at home. I have like a pension now and all that. So that's kind of funny because I'm always working towards like my own business, but now I have this job that I don't want to leave because I love it and I love the people that I work with. And this is the first time I've ever like loved my job. But okay, so that's what happened there. But that's besides the point. I worked on this the unique business model that I was talking about, where we partnered with other things. So yeah, it was great because the commissions were high ticket, because when people became a part of it, they had to buy in and become a distributor, and then so the commissions were awesome. I didn't like the whole upline downline thing, your upline's kind of counting on you to do well, and then your downline is kind of counting on you to support them, which I was happy to do, but I'm just saying, like, you have like all these other people to worry about. Okay, so that's one thing you want to think about when you're looking at an MLM. That's all the upline downline stuff. I didn't like that one so much because it wasn't so transparent, so people would be like, well, what are you selling, and they didn't really want you to talk about the products, because they just wanted you to say you're promoting an online business. That's all. Because they had videos and stuff that did all the selling for you, so you weren't actually selling the product, because the videos and stuff they made, it was automated that they would learn that way, which I liked, because selling to me seemed icky. And that's another thing I should point out. If you are like looking into digital marketing and you think selling is icky, you gotta like get out of that mindset too, because everything's really selling. Like, look at it as sharing. You're sharing stuff that you are passionate about, and I think that's important too. You have to feel passionate, or you have to actually like what you're selling. You have to think it's good. Otherwise, it just doesn't align. And if you're not in alignment, that doesn't work. Okay, so also they trained you on how to do advertising, like Facebook advertising or YouTube advertising. So that's great and that worked, but it's costly. Like, I was at the low end of what I had to spend on ads, and that was $300 a month, which, as you know, I was struggling already. So $300 a month was hard to come up with when I was like just making it by with paycheck to paycheck. So I maxed out my credit cards, line of credit. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. What the story I said I wasn't going to tell you, but I am, is when I was like so invested in this company that I saw the girl in the Muskoka chair, right? And she, so I had to, it was like $10,000 to get into it. Like, that was the investment. And I don't know, like, it must have happened for a reason, and I'm sure it did, because I've learned so much when I joined. But I didn't have $10,000, of course. But what was funny is my daughter was at her dad's, and then she came with mail for me, because I used to live there, and she said this was at dad's, and it was like a bank statement that said I had a line of credit for $10,000 that I never touched, that I had opened like 5 years earlier. I don't even remember opening it. Like, how weird is that, right? Like, it sounds so made up, but I was like, I even called the bank, and I was like, I don't remember this. They said, yeah, you opened it, but you never used it. And I'm like, wow. So, and I didn't even like hesitate. I used it for this investment, because that's how sure I was about it. And I mean, obviously I paid it off and I got my money back through the commissions that I made. But I don't know, I just find that so weird now, because I feel like I'm more discerning. But I guess I was probably desperate at the time too. But no, I'm not knocking that whole business platform, because it is awesome, and I know so many people that are doing well with it. But like I said, I got to the point where and you also had to, like, so not only did you have the ad spend, but you also had you had to like spend this one product every year. Like, it was like a consumable product. Like, they have Ukon, it's called Ukon tea and soap and capsules that were turmeric, which are really good and powerful, but they were just really expensive. So it was like $2,600 a year just on that stuff that you had to get, just if you wanted to get like the commissions that you were entitled to. Whew. Cheers. keep telling me where you're from too. And sorry, I haven't even been really following because I'm just blabbing away here. Okay, so I got to a point after 4 years, like I said, I had success and I was doing well. I had a downline, and I think maybe I didn't want to admit to myself that I wasn't going as fast as I had hoped, I guess, like ranking up. And I want to mention that too. Like, I took this seminar at work where it was about like talking about success, and it's important because they asked us like, when was the last time that you felt successful? And the key word is, how did you feel? And interestingly enough, like when I first wrote down my definition of success, it was always about like the money and the rank and like where I was at that point in my life, and if it was deemed successful, right? But when I thought about the last time I felt successful, it was when I was helping other people. See, and I talked about this at the beginning. Like, I think you really have to reframe your definition of success, because you feel it's like very gratifying to know that you are helping somebody else get further along in their life, or they can pay their groceries on, whatever. They can pay their bills. They can feed their kids. Like, it's that's so nice, right? So that's just something to think about when you're thinking about your goals and everything. Like, it's not always about the money. Like, so during the time that I was in that business, I met so many amazing people. Oh my god! So I did challenges. Like, me and some other people, we would like have like these 6 week, or I think it was a 6 month challenge that we would get people to join and help them along and stuff like that. But before that, like in 2020, when I first joined, I didn't even want to go on video. Like, honestly, like, this to me is still nerve-wracking, don't get me wrong, but I like was shaking. I'd be like beet red. I was like, I hated it. And I was like, do we have to do that? And just so you know, if you're getting into digital marketing, you actually don't have to go on any video if you don't want to. Like, they train you in faceless marketing. That's a thing now too. Like, you'll see people that are doing faceless, they'll just have like, a waterfall and words on it, or there's so many different options that you can do. Personally, I think it's better to do videos and stuff, because it's a whole know, like, and trust, right? People aren't going to buy from you if they don't know you, if they don't trust you. And how do they know, like, and trust you if you never talk to them, if they never see your face? So I found, like, in that other one that I did better, like, once I got on the phone with somebody or a Zoom and just shared from the heart, because I am a very honest person, and you'll learn if you get to know me. I cannot lie. If I were to lie, you would be able to see it on my face. I can't play poker because I suck. So anyways, where am I? So I think, so I ended up leaving them, and not too long ago actually, and it was a really hard decision for me. I think because mostly of the people that I met, but I just didn't feel aligned with it anymore. I wasn't passionate about it. It was hard for me to even talk about it, because I just was like, ugh, it was frustrating, like the ad spend and blah, blah, blah. But last July, I learned about Legacy Builders, and maybe some of you have heard of that, because there seems to be so many like different digital marketing businesses out there. And I know some people think it's a scam or whatever, but it isn't. Like, you just have to look into it more. Like, you have to do your due diligence for sure. And I definitely did. Like, I have a nickname, Detail Needy, which is so true, because I need to know all the details. So I'm always like looking and searching for things and finding out more about it. And that's really important, especially when you're opening your own business, right? And that's really what this is. Like, don't think it's just something you join and then you can do it, whatever. If you want to be successful, if you want to make money, you actually have to do work. It is a business. Like, you have to look at it as your own business. So, like, people might, like, so they tell you to post consistently, right? So you can't not post. Like, you have to post every single day. If you don't, like, that is your storefront, basically. So I hope that I'm not all over the place. I'm sure I am. And if I missed something where I thought I was going to talk about it and then you noticed that I didn't, got a notification. Violation detected. End live now to avoid suspension. What did I violate? What did I talk about? I have no idea. I'm not used to going live on TikTok, so I don't know what that might be about. So help me if you know what that means. Why would there be a violation? Did I talk about something wrong? Because I said shit? I don't know. Anyways, what else? So yes, during the 4 years, I took so many like courses, like free courses, and then I actually paid for a coach at one point. And when I did that, I didn't know that he was going to offer me to be like an affiliate. So I ended up being an affiliate for him. So when other people joined his coaching, then I got paid, and it was pretty good money. So there was that. So anyways, back to Legacy. So when I looked into Legacy, it was digital marketing. So basically it's master resale rights. You've maybe heard the term MRR, which stands for master resale rights. And that means they've created all these courses, these training modules for you, and you buy it and you can sell it for 100% profit. So there's four different price levels that you can buy in at. So there's the 900, 600, 300, and 100. And at each one, you get different, like more and more training. So if you buy the 900, you get the content for all the other ones too. If you buy the 100, you only get the 100. And whatever ones you buy in at, those are the ones that you can sell. So I bought in at the 900. It's USD. So it's like, it was just over 1,200 Canadian. I'm in Ontario, Canada, if you're new. And so I can sell all four then. I can sell the 900, 600. You can only sell the ones that you've bought. So, so much training. And I haven't even gone through all the training, and it's been almost a year. And like I said, it's 100% profit. So your first sale, you're making back your investment. So there's really no risk, because I'm like, of course I can make one sale. So if it doesn't work after that, then who cares? But yeah, I made my first sale within the first month, like the $900 back. And I put it on a payment plan. So it was funny because the payment plan didn't start until like a month later. So I split it up into 3 payments or something, but I ended up paying the whole thing back before the first payment was even due. So that was cool. So anyways, you learn how to, they teach you everything about social media marketing and what you need to do to promote the courses that people can do the same thing. And they also teach you how to do, to add more income streams. Okay. And so that's where I'm at now. I've added more income streams because I didn't want to just sell like courses that somebody else made. I wanted my business to be my own business. And that's, where I'm going with this. So, I did Legacy Builders, and my website was like Digital Wealth and Growth or something. Which is way too long. It's another thing. If you're going to make a website name, make it short. So I went back to the one I was using with the other company, which is TAM Online. So I am passionate about wealth, of course, because I'm always like looking for like entrepreneurial things, right? So wealth, health, and lifestyle. So the wealth part right now just has Legacy Builders in it, but I'm going to be adding more options for people to earn wealth. So if you go to Tam Online, and there's like 3 different buttons: health, wealth, and lifestyle. The wealth is about legacy, so you can check it out if you go there. If you go to health, right now I have Enagic because I am still a distributor, even though I'm not with like the platform. Like I don't promote it like they do, where I'm just promoting an online business. I'm promoting the actual water products because they are amazing. And yeah, if they've been in business for 50 years, obviously, like they are doing well. But check it out. Just check it out. So that's on there. The health, because it's really good water. And then I also love Good Protein. It's a Canadian based company that sells protein powder, and I've tried so many different protein powders, and they all like taste chalky to me, but this one is my favorite. So I'm an affiliate for that. So that's, I think I never really went into affiliate before, but like when I was saying I was an affiliate for that coach. Basically, they just pay you a commission for whatever you're promoting for them. So I'm promoting Good Protein powder on my health part of my website, and then I get a commission if people are using that. So okay. What else? Oh, so and then I'm like, I want to keep adding to it, right? Like I want to have multiple income streams. So these are things that are I'm just keep adding to my website. And then the lifestyle, I eventually want to do like t-shirts and bags and like those kind of tangible products. But right now I just have like a gratitude journal on there, and another journal. It's called Switch Off, which is just like, so you switch off your phones and you're just like, you get into like meditation and you're journaling. It's all these things that I learned along the way, like that are really important, because you can get so wrapped up in like what you have to do, what you have to post, but mindset is probably the biggest thing that's going to help you on your journey. So gratitude is one huge thing, being grateful. Great. Thanks for joining. Thanks for listening, and reach out. tamonline.ca. Bye. And this Great. Thanks for joining. Thanks for listening. And reach out. tamonline.ca. Bye. And this